Hello, this is Brenda Green, and I'd like to welcome you to Living in the Go. Today, in our continuing series on generational wealth building, I want to talk about education and wealth. We all know that a good education could help us get a good job, but let's break that down a little bit more. So, with education, a person with a bachelor's degree, they can earn 66% more than their peers with only a high school diploma. And that's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. A master's degree can get you twice as much as someone with a high school education. Unemployment rates are the lowest among Americans with advanced degrees. Even a 2-year degree can make a big difference, as people with that associate's degree also have a better chance of beating that rate of unemployment. So those are things to consider. You'll have a higher lifetime earning. That's very impactful when you get ready to retire, because there should be more money for your retirement and more money in your Social Security. The more money you make, the higher that check will be. You'll also have access to jobs with better benefits, because one of the reasons that people struggle so much financially is that they're in poor paying jobs that don't have benefits. So they have to find ways to pay for their own benefits, which takes additional money from their incomes. And again, like I said, you're more likely to not be affected by a downturn in the economy. If you look at what's going on right now with COVID, people who had lower paying jobs, who went to work every day, they struggled more, and a lot of them lost their jobs. But if you were able to work from home, then you pretty much went unscathed with this. You still had your income coming in. You just had to stay in and stay safe. So it does make a difference. And more jobs that have college degrees are jobs that can be done from home. So now, as always, I do have my beliefs. So good education, I'd like to think of that as part of your building that generational wealth. Because as parents, when we have children, we think, I want the best for them. I think about their college education, so I might save for it, or ensure that they get good grades so they can get scholarships, because we know that is the lifeline, especially in communities of color. That's really the only way to go forward. And when I hear people say, oh, well, that's not important and people don't need to go to college. Well, there are some people who don't want to go to college. That's not for them, but they need to have a trade or a skill, again, to be able to build that generational wealth or to start their business. You don't necessarily need a degree for that, but knowledge, that is so important. And the majority of us, a college education will be helpful. Now, you need to build that knowledge also to buy a business, to start that business, or to buy real estate, or even to invest. You can't put your livelihood into someone else's hands and hope that they'll do a good job for you. We know so many stories out there of people who turned over their financial businesses to someone else who they thought had more knowledge, because they were afraid to dive into it and figure it out themselves, or afraid to get that knowledge, and they trust these people, and sometimes those people ran off with their money and left them penniless. So knowledge is important. Being ignorant will keep you down financially, because if you bury your head, you don't know what's happening with your money, with your situation. It's just wrong on all counts. You also need to be an advocate for your children's education. So if you're in an area where the schools are not the best, there are a lot of ways that you can help boost up their education, certainly working with the teachers there at the school, but finding ways on your own to help your children. I was a voracious reader when I was young. My mother encouraged us to read, and I was always at the library, because some of the schools, they weren't the best, but I found ways to enhance my education by going to the library. So do that. Be that advocate for your child. And again, there are so many ways that you can educate yourself. Believe it or not, there are wonderful courses out there for free on YouTube. There's a class that I listen to every Saturday. It's a 2-hour class. I gain so much knowledge. Some of it may be trivia, but some of it is so helpful to me in terms of how I restructure the way I think about things and how I move forward in my life. So find ways to educate yourself, because a good education comes in many forms and many packages. So I want to thank you so much for your time and attention. Again, we're pushing this movement because I want people to be savvy, educated, and have the best possible lives ever. So if this is helpful for you, then hit the like button. Tell your friends about it. The more subscribers, the better, because we're building this movement. And thank you so much and have a great day.